Awesome. Well, we look forward to having you. We just need to drag our other broadcast partner into the booth. All right, Dustin. So Darlington, the track too tough to tame. Thoughts? Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's gonna be a multi-groove and not just a single lane like we've seen in race passes here. So we got that to look forward to, and looks like we got looks like 13 cars starting today. Oh, yep, absolutely 11 cars. My apologies. As we get qualifying ready to start, we got on track Jeffrey Peppers in the number 9 car. I don't know about you, Dustin, but last week he got taken out quite early, and feel so bad for him. As he goes number 1 on the pole right now. Oh, that doesn't sound like a good thing. Oh, as Alex knocks Jeffrey Peppers off the pole position right now. Yeah, I look forward to seeing Jesse back out here. Been a couple weeks. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I look forward to see those 3 guys that you just mentioned up in there. Don't count out the number 5 car either. He's looking pretty strong. Oh, absolutely. As we got Nelson on the track. See if he can go take that pole as he gets into the wall here. Yeah, I look forward to that. Couple new, as you can say, rookies to the series. Beautiful looking number 9 car too. Alex is just having difficulties here. Looks like those are the only 2 so far that have made laps. So looks like some people might be opting not to lay down qualifying laps. Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's sometimes I don't know if it's better to qualify here or not qualify here, honestly. Because, most of the times the wrecks here happen up front. So, it's kind of one of those catch-22s. Absolutely. Ooh, beautiful number. Beautiful Chrysler paint scheme on there for the number 49 of Jeffrey Herrick. It's a beautiful paint. Look, see what he can lay down. Finished second last week at where were we? Can't think off the top of my head. Been a long day, but look forward to seeing what Jeff has in store for this track. One of his better tracks here on iRacing. So we'll see if he can live up to the hype of being one of the quick times today. So he goes down the backstretch into this difficult turn 3. If you haven't seen Darlington or race on Darlington, this is one of the toughest corners here in all of racing. This tight, radiating corner that gets tighter as you exit turn 4. See where Jeff can go in lap 1. Ooh, Absolutely. As I said, welcome to Darlington, South Carolina at the track Too Tough to Tame, where the lady in black. Your starting lineup will be Zay in the 5 car. On his outside will be Alex in the 72 car, followed by Joseph Smith, Jeffrey Peppers, Jared Fowler, Carson in the number 21. He's one of our new guys we'll keep an eye on today. By Joshua Nunez in the 41 car, Waylon in the 91 in 8th, 9th. Another vintage paint scheme there. I do not know who's running. Oh, that's Nunez running the 31. We got, looks like 9th will be Cameron. Hardee will be in 11th. James Jones is 12th today. Just waiting on one car. Nope, we will not have one car making the grid. That is Dustin Hardee. Absolutely. Yep, Cameron made it. Yep. So that should put Jeff up 1 spot on the grid. Because we have 9 cars taking the green flag, Dustin. 2, 4, 6. Yep, 9 cars. Should be interesting, you know, smaller. Yeah, no. 2, 4, 6, 10. Sorry, my apologies if I could count. It's been a long day, folks. Yeah, 11. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys are out of it. Real quick though, I mean, who you watched the whole practice that we had before the race started? Who's looking strong tonight? uh, yeah, I mean, you guys have had a pretty good battle, so I mean, you know, it's a little rivalry, you know. You guys, oh, that is unexpected and unfortunate. Number 9 goes spinning, trying to warm up the rear tires. And I know all too well driving this track, it's going to be how you attack the corners to get that exit off, because it doesn't matter how you are on the straightaways. It's all what you can do in the corners. It's going to be interesting here, 175 laps to see how these drivers can maneuver this difficult track.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Looks like we're still waiting on quite a bit of cars to regroup, and we'll go green soon. Nope. Absolutely, it gives. Yeah, a little bit of confusion on where the gas pedal, it looks like, so far is. No, it's going to be an interesting race, and you mentioned it, you know, the guys to look for, you know, definitely Zay's going to be up there. Won't count out Alex. One person I am looking forward to see is seeing what our new guy Carson can do. He looked pretty strong in the little bit of practice I watched earlier, so we'll see what he can do and see if he can make his way through the field. Yeah, absolutely. Should be green. The lights are off on that Mustang pace car. Diving on the pit road as we get ready to hit the green flag for this afternoon's race. It's going to be Zay leading the field to the green. Let's see if he can get a jump or Alex can stay with him on that outside. 2 by 2. We are green. Huge push for Zay. Zay's been really good on these restarts lately, and he's definitely going to be one to watch if we have multiple caution flags. Oh, looks like Nunez is in the wall. Nunez is running that 31 paint scheme tonight. Yeah, big, uncharacteristic for an initial start on the green flag here at Darlington for the field to be this spread out. So, strategy already taking place. Oh, as the the 88 gets in the wall and he's going to get spun by the 49 car, Herrick. Ugh, that was just one of those racing deals as you were talking about coming off the corner. Those two were coming off the corner and just got into it, which is unfortunate. You know, one of those racing deals. You know, nothing Jeff really could have done at that point. You know, being on that right rear. Unfortunate for him. Cameron is not having the best of luck so far in the Hardee Cup Series. Found the wall a couple times last week and found the wall already this week. And don't count him out, though. I don't count him out. Looks. Yeah. Jeff dives onto pit road. Gonna get that damage fixed. So does the number 9 car from that initial pace lap incident of his. And two of our newcomers here, right behind each other, Waylon and Carson. What are their backstories? And never heard of it. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Absolutely. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we look forward to seeing what these guys look like. They got a 3-car team with those Dark Horse Mustangs. So that would be interesting to see what they can do. Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna point that out. You know, I know he was close to you, and you had personal, you know, relationship with him. So sorry for your loss there, Dustin. I know that it's hard to deal with at on any given day.
Green, green, green.
Oh no, we're having technical difficulties, Dustin, on the stream. I can't hear the booth. What is that? All I can hear is iRacing. Give me 2 seconds. What the hell? Oh shit, now we can hear. What's up, Eli? No, you're good. Oh wow, that's because it doesn't have the booth in all of a sudden. Oh, that's the one thing. Remember when we were messing around with the audio? I think we both the wrong Discord. Yeah, and that's under audio. Which one again? Shit. Fuck. God damn it. What? So that's under video and audio. Audio capture input or application. Application audio. Yeah.
Caution, yellow flag.
Yep, somebody's smelling. Sorry, Eli. We're just having a little bit of issues. Well, me and Dustin were messing with audio, and apparently I didn't realize that we deleted the last time we were messing with this. We deleted the the booth audio. Oops. Oh. Yeah, no, it was good. Okay. And this would be audio output. Okay. No, it should be input because it's from a specific. It's application audio. I guess it's gonna be the Discord. Yep, we're gonna go application audio, add source, add new source instead. We're gonna move this booth. Okay, so that's back up to the booth. So we should have audio now. Alright, you want to check to see... Nope, I'm still not seeing... What the heck is going on with this? Yeah, you're good. We should have audio, but it's not showing up on my mixer. What is going on with this? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got iPhone. 360-682-9360. Did it? Alright, I'm gonna mute my mic here.
Green, green, green. Caution, yellow flag.
Can you hear me now? Does it show anything up?
Yeah, it's bouncing off.
Alright, let's see if it's showing up in the or playing in broadcast. Yep, it is. It is. Alright.
Alright, sorry about that, folks. Little technical difficulties. As you missed out,
Yes, Josh, I keep trying to call everybody their nicknames. Joshua Nunez spun her out.
yeah, unfortunate for him. He spun a couple times, but you know, it happens.
Ooh, Jeff got in the wall too, and William got into him. I'm gonna pop over here and do my admin duties real quick, you know.
Alright, sorry, folks. As we got the technical difficulty sorted out, you know, still dealing with some gremlins, you know, getting this broadcast all situated with Streamlabs, you know, a couple updates that I had to do, and didn't have everything right, so I apologize for that. As we're under the what would I be the third caution of the night.
That's right.
And unfortunately, you know, you guys didn't have the I don't want to say privilege of hearing, but tonight we raced with some heavy hearts as a friend of Dustin's passed away this past week. So this race is in honor of him, and thoughts and prayers with his family.
Yeah. Pretty great guy. Did shirt off your back. Helped not only me but a lot of other kids and younger guys honing their skills and all racing over the years. But yeah, the racing world lost another great one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know, and you know the world may turn, but you know the memories still live on. So
100% correct.
unfortunately, to bring that sad news into the booth, but you know, we're gonna be doing the best we can to honor a legacy from here on out. As the field has stayed pretty much the same in the top five. Joseph made his way to second spot. You know, he's looking strong. So keep an eye out for him.
I knew he'd be at the front.
Yeah, he's got probably one of the better paint schemes out there this week. You know, a pretty cool car. I'm excited to see. Excited. The one. There is no modesty here, folks. If you want that, go somewhere else. As the pace car drops to pit road, we're about to go green. Let's see if Zay can get a good restart once again. As we are green flag.
Green.
No side by side for the lead down the front stretch into turn one as they go through the gears. Let's see if Smith can make the top lane work. It's kind of, wow, slingshot.
Man.
Holy cow, grab a gear and see you later.
That's really not good for me.
Holy criminy. That was a move I haven't seen in a long time. Got one in the wall. One of our new guys. Pretty familiar faces in the top four so far, so this is going to be an interesting race. If we scroll back here a little bit, Alex, he's my pick for this evening. He's been strong all season, and unfortunately had some bad luck last week, but you know, it is what it is. He's going to bounce back this week as the number 9 looks to challenge him for position. trying to get back into the top 3.
Yeah, these guys up front right now in sixth with the points. Joseph's out front by 2 points over me, and then Alex is 11 behind me. Jeffrey Herrick's 14 behind me. And then Blair Solomon. So, not good for me to be out of the race this week. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, he'll take his punishment and come back strong. Actually, the 21 is consistently getting into the wall in turn 3. We'll watch him this lap. Hopefully he.
96 is the one.
Absolutely, that's good. We don't want any more caution. Oof. Significant bounce off that wall. I've been seeing that, a couple puffs of smoke from that right front. You know, he's got to be careful. You know, yeah, these are composite bodies, but you get some damage on those front ends, and these cars do not handle good at all.
Like I said, that's a young guy that he's very fast in late model and super late model. But no experience. Bad bounces off that wall. He'll figure it out.
Absolutely. And James Jones, you know, he's tumultuous season so far. You know, 3 races in, caught up in a couple huge wrecks last week. You know, he's looking to make it a strong showing and try to gain some more points up. You know, 3 races in, we got a long season ahead of us. You know, so he's not out, but you know he's sure gonna be struggling as we got one diving to pit road. That might be Waylon dropping down to pit road.
That's Jared Fowler.
Jared Fowler, all right.
But yeah, James Jones, he, like you said, he's had a pretty bad season so far, but some work stuff about 6 weeks. So he did nothing else. He's just running for fun and wins right now.
Yeah, that's been, you know, life. This is a hobby at the end of the day, you know. So life is what truly matters, you know. And unfortunate, but you know he'll be thirsty when he comes back. That's for sure.
Oh, 100%.
I don't want the pace car. There we go. Nunes, he's not having the race so far that he wanted, as in 96 comes back on the pit from the pit road. Not the race that Nunes has wanted. He got caught up early. Still got significant right front damage on that Mustang, but you know we still have a long race ahead of us. Ooh, we got 2 back on the wall. Take a quick stroll back here. There we go. There's Waylon, that number 9 car.
So Alex is about 3 seconds behind them.
And I don't know what happened to Herrick, but he's well off the pace.
It was one of the accidents where it didn't bring out the caution. That car bounced off the wall. He hit him and then got hit from behind and slammed him in the wall. He's probably just trying to limp it until a caution comes out. So you can get on pit road and get some of that damage fixed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I was talking to some of the drivers earlier today, and actually during the race, and he said he did have to use one of his fast repairs, and yeah, like you said, just to try to limp it around. And that might work out for him.
The yellow flag is out.
We got a yellow. As soon as we were just going to go to this battlefield lead, as Joseph got around Day as we were going through the field. Oh, we got a car stop. Looked like Jared Fowler stopped on the inside of the front stretch.
Yeah, and he has too much damage. He probably will not be finishing the race.
And this is
He just left.
yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about for a driver like Jeffrey Herrick. The attrition in a race can sometimes lead to making up positions, even being a lap down. can still make up positions off of other drivers' mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And this caution bunches up the field. And are we going to expect to see some fuel strategy and going on, or what's going on through the driver's mind in this little bit of green flag run we have? Are you going to pit? Are you going to stay out? What do you guys think?
So there's only 5 sets of tires in this. So we're probably gonna see some guys trying to push it just as far as they can before they try to get some tires. Because this tire is a killer. I mean, this track's a killer on tires. So if you try to come down and get tires every time you come to pit road, it's not gonna work. You're gonna run out of tires, and in the long run, it's gonna kill you. But if you run a whole fuel tank out, then get tires, it's gonna be a little bit better in the long run. You might even be able to save a set of tires for a late race run. But yeah, I don't know how Eli's thinking, but that's my thinking.
Yeah,
Eli?
I'd certainly agree with a lot of you said. Definitely, there's a lot you can do here to save tires, but at the same time, there's only so much you can do. Over time, those tires are definitely going to wear, and like we saw, Xavier really good on those restarts, but Joseph Smith definitely looks like the better longer run car right now. And like you said, Justin, keep an eye on Alex. He's just all around a really good driver. So these drivers are battling really hard up front. You might see that 72 car try to sneak in and try to grab that top spot.
Yeah, absolutely. As we saw, about half the field there dive down to pit road to take up one of those precious sets of tires, as Dustin was just mentioning. Um, I know racing here, tires are you always want tires, but, unlike real life, you don't get to use scuffs, if you run out of tires. So, you got to be conscious of that. And, lines you run, aggression, is a key. We've seen it time and time again here in real life and on the sim, people over driving these cars and they can't make tires last. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, with over 140 laps left here this afternoon.
Yeah, and also them two front runners, Joseph and Xavier, they're going pretty hard, and Alex is kind of looks like he's laying back, saving tires. So you might see, sorry about the baby, but you might see Alex make a run here late in the run, maybe even on this restart. But we will see.
Yeah, it's still early, but you can already tell who's kind of strong and who's kind of just biding their time, waiting and just seeing what the race is going. As we're going to go back to green, we're going to send it off to Eli so he can get us underway.
Yeah, it's going to be the same story as all night long. Joseph Smith leading back to green 31 and 5. Heading to the restart zone. We'll see who gets the jump.
Green, green, green.
Here they go into the restart zone. Joseph Smith with a solid restart. Xavier not quite there with him. They head into turns 1 and 2. Alex right in that battle, as well as Jeffrey Peppers holding it strong at fourth.
Absolutely, that was. Go ahead. No, that was absolutely a good display of what we were talking about. These drivers on the restarts, who can time these restarts perfectly, and we saw a good example of that in that 31 car.
Also, I'd like to note that the 21 is one of those rookies sitting in 5th place. Doing pretty good job.
Yeah, absolutely. After we saw him get in the wall a couple times, he hasn't been in the wall since. So, quick learner to these stock cars, as you were saying. These are almost 3/4 of the size of cars that he races on a daily basis. So, not easy to drive one of these Cup cars here.
A whole lot more horsepower too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the cars he races probably have one cylinder in comparison to horsepower of what these cars do.
Yeah, you're looking at a low horsepower, high grip car versus high horsepower, no grip cars. So it's a huge difference. I can't compete out of myself on it. It's a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming from, in real life, I used to race, late models and jumping on these sims and trying to get behind the wheel of these and race these like that. It was a huge uphill learning curve for me as well. So, it's going to be exciting, as this is week 1 of him joining the series. So, he's got many more weeks to come, and we're going to see improvement out of that young man for sure. as we got a huge break away from the front too. Almost a second over our third place of Alex, and I think you're right, Dustin. I think Alex is just like, you guys run your race because it's too early at this point.
Alex is very fast in his cars, but he's also really good at safety. So that's probably what you're seeing right now. Is Zay gets in the wall, they're running second.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and one thing about Darlington is as it goes on, the more grip that lay down, the more you can move around, you know, or these early stages, you know, you got pretty much a single file follow the leader, you know, groove going on until the rubber gets laid down. So that's also one thing to keep in mind, you know, as a driver, you know, yeah, it's follow the leader and it sucks, but, you know, you guys got to get the rubber laid down so later on in the race the action is tight and furious. Yes, I made that joke.
I didn't even hear it.
I basically made a Fast and the Furious joke.
This is one thing that a lot of the drivers talk about is you've seen a little bit here in 1 and 2. They'll be running up towards that higher groove, and then in 3 and 4 they'll be running in that lower groove. And I talked to some of the faster drivers, and that's the thing they talk about a lot. Just that helping with the saving the tires aspect, and that's something that I've been noticing here later in the run.
Yeah, absolutely. You nailed it on the head. You know, Darlington is one of those places where you can really diamond the corners really well because the track is, you know, at the radius of the corners, make it very easy to diamond as you see, you know, our leader doing the perfect example of a diamond going low, up high, mid-corner, diving down on the exit. It may look easy, but I promise you, for those watching at home, it is not easy. One wrong move and you're into the wall.
And also, like Wade moves on Joshua Nunez to take seventh spot away. One of those rookies.
Absolutely. Yeah, as we watch him, it looks like he's got the car handling how he wants it to now. You know, he's learned from those guys in front of him. Yeah, you know, even though he's almost 2.5 seconds behind you, you can still get a good idea of what the guys are running and learn from them. So good to see one of the young guys learning these cars quick. And that, as I say that, he gets into the wall once again. Another Darlington stripe for that. I think they're at the shop. They're gonna have to put a tally on that car and, you know, retire that body before next week.
They're gonna be hard in the body shop this week.
A lot of late nights for that team coming up before we get started for next week, because it looks like Jones got into the wall a little bit behind him. Yeah, that's one thing too here at Darlington I've noticed here in the Simpsons, the latest draft model is it's insanely difficult for this track with a handling track like this. Once you get tucked up behind somebody with this new model, it definitely makes your car handle worse.
It's like it just takes all the air off the front end and you can't turn.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those added challenges, and you know that's part of what we wanted as sim racers, but at the same time now we're all kind of wondering if we made that right call.
We're just racers, don't listen to us.
Yeah. Ooh, 21 got a little twitchy there. You know, this is one of the tightest battles we got on the track right now, so I want to stay glued onto here as you know, the two leaders kind of maintained a gap about 4 to 5 car lengths in between each other. And
well, the crazy thing is, first, second, third, and fourth are all a second between each car. We got James and Carson fighting it out back there for what?
Fifth.
Fourth place?
Yep. 5th place. We got Carson in 5th and James in 6th. He wants that top 5.
Waylon running them down. Running James Jones and Carson Klingler off are down.
Absolutely.
So he's probably going to love to see them get side by side.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, another one of those new guys here, you know, learning as he goes. And, you know, it's definitely one of those things where, you know, as I said, you know, they may be far out there, but, you know, you can see in your relative, if you run it, you know, where you gain and where you lose, and you can adjust your line based on that. So there's a lot of tools as he gets heavy into the wall that all 4 tires come off the wall. Ooh, if he doesn't have damage from that, I'd be surprised. All 4 tires came off the car, off the ground.
Who was that again?
Whalen just almost mowed down turn 2 wall last time by.
He does that in late models too. He will wear the wall down, and it's like he gets no damage, and just somehow ends up with a good finish. I don't know if he'll do it tonight in these cars, but he does it in late models. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, the car does look a little twitchy now. You got to remember, these rear ends are compared to the old car where they had a straight axle. These independent, suspensions, are very fragile. It doesn't take much of a hit to knock your toe out on those.
Yeah, them turbulence, they don't like no kind of pressure.
And I will notice I don't want to put the commentator's curse, but it does look like he's now struggling on the handling of that car since bouncing it off the wall.
Crazy thing is, he just pulled a half a second on him.
That's crazy. I don't know. Maybe he knows something we don't know driving those late models.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye on this battle between James Jones and Carson. They are battling for all it's worth for this 5th spot, and the only concern I have is it's really great racing, but James is doing everything he can to try and get by. And my only concern is eating up those tires a little bit too much, but James really wants to buy this 21. You can tell this 54 car is faster at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it.
The only thing they're doing right now is racing hard and letting Waylon run them down.
Exactly.
But this is exactly what I was talking about. Once you get that rubber laid down, you can basically move the cars however you want. And James is definitely a prime example of the rubber starting as he makes that pass, as he gets into the wall. But that was perfectly example of what you were talking about. He wanted it. He made the move. And don't look now, but Carson's teammate Waylon is closed a second and a half while these two were battling. It's going to be interesting here and see what the teammates can do, as we got a yellow out on track.
Yeah, I had to throw that one because there was something on the car on the inside wall or something.
Let's take a look at who we got.
It's like the 41, potentially.
Of Nunez.
Oh yeah.
I am not seeing him.
Spun it out on lap 4 years coming across the start finish line.
Interesting. Yeah, I am not picking.
Got loose off of 4.
I feel like Ford just got loose and tried to save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not picking him
Heavy,
up.
Heavy damage to that rear
Now,
end.
now, Dustin, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it only one fast repair here in the Hardee Cup Series?
Yes, sir. Except for, one for the rest of the season.
Okay.
We're thinking about changing that next season to shorter tracks getting 2, but we'll see how this season goes first and talk about it in the off season.
And Eli, if I'm not mistaken, did he already use his fast repair from earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember being involved in this, but like I said, a lot of damage to that rear end, but still looks drivable, but definitely not going to be the same car as previously.
Yeah, if that damage doesn't take him out, he's going to be struggling. As I would assume that it's going to be 4 tires in field this time.
That's what I'm about to say. You're going to see these guys come get 4 tires in the field and try to go out there for another, 50-some laps?
Yeah, the caution came out at lap 49, so they're pitting on lap 50 going into 51. So depending on how you use your tires, your tires should be about done at this point. As wow, quick stop for the number 9 car. I think that was a 2-tire stop for Jeffrey Peppers.
That's gonna be that's
Nope,
that's
sorry, Waylon, sorry.
He's supposed to be in the 91, but he painted all 3 of his cars. His cars
Okay.
An hour, so he accidentally put his old number on there. But
Okay.
but yeah, that's a move we make in late models a lot, is run two-tire pit stops, and I think that might bite him in the butt here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's not what we were expecting, for 2-tire stop. I mean, unfortunately, You know, I don't think that's going to be the right strategy call here. You know, if you had like 20 laps to go, I could see that working because four tires wouldn't have the time to work. But with over 120 laps to go, that's a pretty gutsy call.
Yeah, well, like I said, no experience in these cars, so he'll learn quick.
Yeah, so as you see, I'm trying to scrub in some heat on those brand new right side tires. It's going to be interesting on this restart to see what he can do. You know, we all know four is better than two, so should be interesting. We'll let you take this restart there, Dustin, and give us your thoughts.
I think Nine's gonna spin the tire. Well, not Waylon's gonna spin the tires here, and Joseph's probably gonna come around the outside with Alex.
Yep, I would agree with that. Does look like Nunes is down the pit road again.
Yeah, probably trying to get that damage fixed.
Herrick's got to get up there, otherwise he's going to lose this draft.
Green flag, green flag.
Ooh,
Waylon actually got a heck of a start here. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And he got the lead here. Let's see how long the two tires will hold up. Joseph's got a heck of a run. Waylon blocks it. Let's see if he can get some back to it. So far, are they going to turn one?
don't look now, but Smith got that huge run, and yeah, the two tires are just might as well set sail now because those four tires are going to eat you up and spit you out.
Yeah.
He did held on
Alex.
longer than I expected.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to
He's fault. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
that,
Yep.
that one gave him some damage.
Oh, that's significant. Yep. I don't know if this is going to bring out a caution, but if he can't get down to pit road, it might. Unfortunate, you know. He tried to make the strategy work, and unfortunately, you know, two tires and fresh tires just doesn't mix here. As he, yeah, the anchor's out. You know, he's gonna be limping that car home, and hopefully he didn't use a fast repair. Unfortunate for him is see if he can make pit road commitment this time by, and he should.
Oh, I
So,
said he missed pit road. That was the backstretch.
unfortunate for him, you know, heavy right front damage on that Mustang. One of those new things, you know, learning how the car goes, and that's definitely going to be one of those as a race car driver. You put that in your memory bank and remember it for next time. As we got two familiar faces up front. Let's do a quick run through. We got Joseph Smith leading the field, followed by Xavier in the number 5 car in third. Alex has been running where he has been since the start of the green flag, holding down that third. Don't look now, but Peppers, after that pit stop, you know, is now in the top 5 as he was struggling, you know, before tires. So we see what he can do. James Jones back up in 5th. Looks like Carson is back to 6th, and we got the 88 of Cameron in 7th. And way back here, I don't know if something's wrong with the car or what, but Herrick is just kind of cruising like a Sunday drive.
Nah, that's Grandpa, man. He's just being consistent and keeping the car out of trouble, bro.
And I gotta give it to him. Like I was talking about early on in the race when he was running 10, talking about other drivers having issues and taking advantage of that. Waylon Nelson had just left the session. Now that moves him, Jeffrey Herrick, up to that 8th spot. And if drivers continue to drop like that, we could see Jeff making up even more spots.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get a lap down or 2 laps down. You know, unfortunate for him last week. It would have been nice to see what he could have done, you know, given the track position he had last week. But, you know, he had a good, solid top 3 finish last week, finishing 2nd. And, you know, it was a huge points booster for him. So, you know, he's playing the long game, you know, which is kind of what you got to do in a long season. as we see, oop, 30. There you go. Nice job being aware from the lap car not to get in the leader's way. Good heads up driving for him as he skates up into front of Xavier, kind of checks up Xavier a little bit. It allows the 31 car to gap a little bit more.
Yeah, not helping me.
As Dustin sees his points just slowly dwindling. Oh, we got a wreck. The 9
Yellow
car
flag is out.
got into it with Nunez. Let's take a look at what happened, because looks like he hit the wall and just got loose, and unfortunately, just, tried to get it, and unfortunately, Jeffrey had nowhere to go. Oof, that's a rough one, Dustin.
Yeah, and I believe that might end Joseph or Joshua's night because he's already used his fast repair. Then he got in another accident. This might be the end of his night as well.
Absolutely unfortunate, that two back-to-back weeks, where he struggled, and this track in particular is just, it's not meant for everybody. For me, this is probably by far one of my difficult tracks in my repertoire. But unfortunate for him, and if he didn't use his fast repair, that's good. But unfortunate for him, as it looks like he's gonna try to repair the damage. So it doesn't look like a race ending thus far, but we will see.
And I believe you're gonna see these 5 guys right here. Alex, Peppers, Carson, Cameron, and Jeffrey come down pit road to get some fuel and try to get off cycle with these 3 front runners here: James, Xavier, and Joseph.
Yeah, you got to do something, to try to put your name in the hat, because if you just keep following what these top 3 are doing, you're not really going to go anywhere.
That's exactly right.
Eli, what are you hearing from the drivers?
Not much on the radio right now. Just everyone's pretty calm. Not too many people frustrate each other. Leaders out front, not too frustrate each other. Flood paying attention real close here, but James, I don't know if that's off of pit strategy, but up to 3rd. Is that off of pit strategy or?
Yeah, he stayed out.
Okay.
He stayed out instead of diving. He was in 5th, gained 2 spots on this pit cycle.
Oh, so that'll be interesting to watch the restart. Obviously, the 5 and the 31 are leagues ahead of everyone else right now, but we'll see how that 54 is able to hold up on the restart.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him to knock the 31 out a couple car lengths over the 5 car and try to battle the 5 car for 2nd by the end of this restart. So look for him. Go ahead, Eli.
Yeah, apologize. I was just saying, we were watching battles earlier, and he just works off the back bumper of a car, tries every lane. Eventually, he gets past me, but like we saw earlier, when he wants to pass somebody, he stays with them until he gets past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he doesn't push the issue and put nobody in a bad position, which is smart. It slows you down sometimes, but it's smart because it keeps you out of trouble too. It looks like they're going to green now.
Yeah, lights are off on that pace car.
Yeah.
Dustin, one request this broadcast has got for you is we need to change that pace car. Go talk to the iRacing officials, see what we can do.
We're going to Watkins again next week.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fun one.
Green flag, green flag.
Ooh. Wow, I don't know if James was sleeping on that one, but that was not the start I anticipated from him. Looked like Xavier was kind of a little bit sleeping too. At least, yeah, they're already out to almost a 2nd over 3rd. As we got a battle for 3rd, Alex is going after Jones to try to get his position back. And hot on his heels is one of our new guys, Carson. So don't count him out. He's in my opinion, falling behind one of the best guys in the league for consistency. And Alex, you can learn a thing or two just riding behind him.
Alex is actually, I think he's what, 16 years old?
Yeah, a junior this year, and huge asset to everybody involved in the league, and really great guy. I had the privilege of running with him and Jeff at the Bathurst 1000 last week, and he definitely carried the team on his shoulders. Running almost 10 seconds faster than myself and 20 seconds ahead of Jeff. So consistent, so precise with what he does in these cars. It's incredible to watch what he does. He's one of those true wheelmen and a natural gift.
The crazy thing is, we'll be in Discord together, and there's no telling what you'll see him driving. So we've seen him in a GT3 car off-road course. He's challenging himself every chance he gets.
Yeah, he's a good kid, bright future ahead of him. So, we'll see great things out of him. A lot of more victories to come. If he can figure out a way to pounce on those guys up front. But yeah, look for him and another young guy behind him. So great group of talent we got here in the Hardee Cup Series. So
yeah, next week will be his time to shine. But I say that, but me, Joseph, James, there's a lot of us in here that's pretty good on road courses. So
yeah, I'll have to put the old man of the group here, Herrick in that group. He's not too shabby of a road course racer himself, especially if he's in a car that's familiar to him. As we got a battle heating up here for fourth, that one of Carson has definitely found something now. He's definitely getting the handling of this car down, because he made a 4.5 car lengths that time by, so maybe he knows something we don't know. Alex is going to lose it. Can he save it? Yes, he can. To give that spot to Carson as he's spinning. Can he stay out of that inside wall? No. He is going to stop on that backstretch. He tried. As he'll get going.
It's hard to save these cars once they get sideways.
Now, we were in the Discord the other day, and I happened to notice he's got Hello Kitty on the hood of that car. Now, Artie, explain to the viewers at home why it's so funny that he rides with Hello Kitty.
So it was a dare from one of his friends to put it on one of his cars in a broadcaster race, and he thought it was funny, so he just kept running it. So I mean, that's just one of those things, man. It's the character he's got, the personality. He's a cool kid.
I just wanted to point it out to viewers because we were joking about putting that on our Bathurst car, but we decided not to.
Oh, and I forgot about one thing. Huge announcement during between the races this week. My team, and Jeffrey Herrick's Grumpy Motorsports, we merged, and now Southwest Motorsports is the new team with Alex, me, Jeff, you in certain races, and Eli, but yeah, that should be pretty big powerhouse putting those two teams together.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was actually going to put that in the announcements and make a little video about that, but he broke the news before I had a chance to do it. But yeah, no, huge privilege to all be under one banner now. We were all basically the same team anyways, and many of us were running different leagues, so we were running different banners, but we always practiced together, hung out together, so our owners made a executive decision to be like, why don't we just be one team and branch off into separate teams when we want to do special events and stuff like that. So huge shout out to Dustin and all the admins here and for making that possible. So
Yeah, we still run under that HB Racing banner with Jordan and uh, Dalton and them guys, and well, Dalton and Dalton, but great owners of the actual team as a whole. But like I said, Southwest Motorsports is uh, the new team for mine and Grumpy's team merging together. But like I said, between Eli, Alex, you, me, Jeff, it should be a powerhouse
yeah,
in the near future.
yeah, absolutely. As we saw, what chemistry that, like I said, the Bathurst 1000, the three of us have. A lot of heated moments with that. If you didn't tune into any part of the live stream that I had up last week, Bathurst is one of those tracks where it's a challenge in itself. Basically going up a mountain on a city street. But the huge shout out to my team for helping me grow and develop in a road course. And supercars are not my thing. Stock cars are, so it's a learning experience. But as we get back ready to go green, we'll hand it off to Dustin for this green flag.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see Joseph jump out to a big lead right here. Watch what I tell you.
Green, green, green.
Green's out. Hey, Joseph takes off. James plays back with the good traffic to a jump on him.
Looks like we got a battle for third. Nope, Jones is like, it's mine. I'm having it. You can't have it. Shuts the door. Oop. Huge door opening there for Carson. Brings Alex with him. Don't look now. Jones has got that inside lane working for him as we're going to go 3 wide. Oh, this is there. Yeah, James is like, I'm not having that. Good choice for James to give up that position instead of wadding up 3 more cars. Yeah, you don't do that at Darlington to go into turn 1.
So I just want to say, one of those rookie late model drivers right there is in third place. Highest
Absolutely. It's like I said, these cars are starting to come to them. That's true talent right there when you can adapt, this as we approach the halfway point,
Yeah,
So
I will say this though about Carson. He went out on a limb and jumped in a truck series a while back, and I think the last week they grabbed him up, and he was never a truck driver. Truck, they struggled at the beginning of the season and ended up winning the championship last year the week before. So
wow, huge shout out to him for that's not easy from taking from somebody who's drove those late models. It's hard when that's all you know to get behind the wheel of another car. As we got a battle going on with him and Alex. Alex with a power move going into 3. Let's see if Alex can roll that inside lane. Yep, veteran move there by Alex. It's so weird to say a veteran, when he's so young, but the talent is definitely veteran, But yeah, as Alex is like, thank you for my spot. I am gonna see you later, and I'm gonna try to set sail for Xavier and Joseph.
But yeah, on a serious note, I believe if Carson sticks it out, stays running with us, along with stick it out. I believe them guys will. They'll figure it out. They'll be fast, especially Carson. Like I say, he picks up on the cars a lot faster.
Don't look now, but Nunes is back out. After suffering huge damage to bring out the second to last caution we just had. So, he's back out there, got the damage fixed, but unfortunately, many laps down. We'll be out of contention, but good to see him back out and getting some laps.
And I guess Jeff Perry, once he got to the wall or something, got
Oh, unfortunate for him. That's unfortunate. Jeff has not had the 2 weeks that he's wanted to have. And, we know all too well of what type of driver he is, and this is uncharacteristic for Jeff having 2 relatively rough weeks. as we just saw the pass from Jeffrey. Yeah, no. And I don't know if it's contributing to the fact that, he ran a car last week, only a couple days ago, the Bathurst 1000 in those V8 supercars, and, he was sore after that, so could be a little bit played into that.
Yeah, he's been a little tired.
I will tell you, folks, if you have not done that on iRacing, you gotta try it at least once. It's not a very hard racetrack, as we see a huge blip out there for Peppers. Yeah, Bathurst is one of those tracks where it's a momentum track, but at the same time, as you obviously see the 88 still sitting on pit road. I was wondering if he was going to go back on track, but he might be done for the day. Yeah, no, Bathurst is one of those tracks where if you don't know what you're doing, you can wad it up and end your race early. And unfortunate for Herrick, he got the short end of the stick, to say the least, last week, and he had to drive in the rain. And I don't know if Hardee or Eli, if you guys have done the supercars yet in the rain. They're fun, but I don't think that was the best track for making your debut in the rain.
Oh, and a fun fact, you said something about Jeffrey blinking. Jeffrey actually carries his rig with him on the road. He's a truck driver. Every time, like he has a league race, he'll stop at a hotel for the night and set up his rig and race and get back on the road.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yes,
That is a cool story.
Yeah, he rarely ever races from home.
Oh wow, so he's an OTR driver then.
What? Not necessarily. Yes and no. He drives for a company that does, if I'm not mistaken, it's something to do with gaming, and he travels to take that stuff to different places.
Oh, like expos, all that type of stuff.
Something like that.
Ah.
But yeah, he every time he makes sure that his stop will be during the race, and usually he just stays at a hotel anyways. But yeah, he sets his rig up in the hotel room, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe one race he set up in the back of the truck.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So
Wow.
he's dedicated.
He is indeed. That is a wild story.
That's dedication right there. Wow.
Indeed. Yeah, 100%. That is dedication at its finest.
Yeah,
Well,
when I struggle to make a race, like just being late home from work or something, I think about it.
Oh yeah.
Take his rig with him and I carry it in the hotel room.
that's
That's pure dedication.
that's a lot. That's not easy, tearing down one of these rigs and taking it with you. It's a lot of work. Not to mention your PC too.
Yeah, he's got a folder book and a laptop.
He races on a lap. Wow. I give that man props, because when I started out, as we see Carson get in the wall heavy again, all four tires come off the ground again on that Mustang. I'm gonna call him the Air Jordan of the league, because I have yet to see a car get that much air and still go straight. Sorry for the baby crying in the background. As we go back up to the top three here, Alex is consistent, just picking off lap times, just running his race, and as the race approaches lap 100, this is a time when I expect Alex is going to step it up, and then at lap 50 and lap 25, you'll see the aggression start taking more and more. So look for him to start making a move, as he's by the 10th a lap cutting into that gap between him and Xavier.
Also, Joseph, Xavier, and James did not pit when those other guys pitted earlier, so they're working on about 50 laps on these tires right now.
Oh yeah,
You may see them come in the pit road here soon.
absolutely. I would expect within the next 10 laps.
Matter of
If
fact, I'm looking at my thing now. Um, Joseph and Xavier and James pitted on lap 51.
so, they're
Alex
going
pitted on lap 73, so he's
40
got 20
laps.
lap better.
Yeah, these guys are 40 laps, and if I'm not mistaken, most of the time you can stretch these fuel tanks to about 50 to 53 laps here at Darlington before you absolutely have to think about pitting.
But that's at 100% fuel. This league set on 70% fuel. So
Yeah, we're pushing that pit road window right now. So pit road window is open. So we'll keep an eye on that here. What do you
James
got?
Jones out of the race.
Oh no.
Just left not too long ago.
Oh, unfortunate for him. That's early exit for him again. I don't know if that's just because the car was damaged or
I'm
you
sure
know.
it's because of the car.
I
So
would say a lot of these drivers that are out of the race now would be, if they're still watching the broadcast, really, regretting their crashes because if they were still in, they'd be running about fifth now, even if they didn't necessarily have a good day going. Like, for example, Carson, obviously he's been strong, but we have about just 5 cars left. It's really becoming a race of attrition now.
Well, 6 cars. Joshua Nunez is
yeah,
still in the race. He's just 16
Okay.
yep,
laps down.
yeah. I mean, so yeah, we have 5 cars on the lead lap with 1 car um, multiple laps down. Unfortunate, Nunez had all them bad luck, had that long, lengthy repair to fix the damage on his car. Um, Unfortunate for him, and I
9 more laps, he'll pick up a spot. So yeah.
yep, he'll take over that 6th position from James Jones, who unfortunately has another early exit. Unfortunate. He looked strong week 1 at Daytona and had a good run going last week before he got taken out in the multi-car wreck. As you see the lap down of Nunez drop below and let the leaders
Alex
by.
looking to blow Xavier for second here.
Absolutely. As we're gonna go ride on board with Alex. We're not gonna ride on board with Alex, but we're gonna stay this battle. As I was saying, as we paid attention to our leaders, but Alex was cooking lap times off, and like you said, he can definitely push it at this point in time because he's got 20 lap fresher tires and 20 more laps of fuel. So I would not be surprised if I saw Xavier and Joseph pit here in the next, what do you say, 5-10 laps, Eli?
Yeah, definitely getting towards the end of that run. With 70% tank, I would assume they could make it to the end. I'm not 100%, as we are about a little over 75 laps left in the race. So a little bit of a longer run if we were to make it a one-more stop, but a lot of it plays into the factor of if we have cautions or not.
Yep, you nailed it.
I gotta say, before the race, the guys were kind of, I wouldn't say whining, but they were
Belly
asking
aching.
why we only have, about 5 sets of tires, and we want to use one.
2 for some guys.
Well, no, they didn't take tires.
Oh, they did not
took
take
fuel.
tires. They just took fuel. Yeah, so 2 sets of tires so far, and they got most of them should have 3 sets of tires left in the pits. So, I mean, I'm a driver myself, and sometimes I question the admins as well. And when I get into the race, I'm just like, I don't know why I was complaining. These lasted a lot longer than I would expect. And I don't know. I do think that is the new tire model too that iRacing has put in not too long ago with more of a harder compound, so they last a little bit longer. So, a lot of us, that have been on the sim for years, as you can attest to, Dustin, are so used to those soft tires that wear out, and just push like a dump truck.
Second place is hidden this lap.
All right, so yep, here he goes. He's diving onto pit road. That will assume the second place over to Alex, and Alex has got 5 seconds to close in on Joseph, and from the live time and scoring, he's closing 10th a second. He's got that
Yeah,
lead
you're
down to
probably
almost 4.5.
Joseph coming to pit road now.
All right, so that will hand the
Alex
lead
to
over.
pit.
Yeah, Alex
I
to
said
the
Alex
pit.
to pit.
And I would expect Alex was seeing, these guys pitting, as though he's got 20 lap fresher tires. I wouldn't expect him to run all 20 laps out. He'll probably pit, somewhere in the halfway point of those what's left of his fuel tank, just to keep a tire advantage. As this should boost Carson back up to the 4th position with these guys pitting, because if I'm not mistaken, he and Alex are on the same pit strategy.
That and Cameron Welch just come back on track, so that's another.
Oh, wow.
Pick up a spot or so.
So the 88 is finally back on track. Obviously he's, many laps down, but he'll gain some track position and some points here, much needed points, mind you. Not had the start of the season that he would have liked. So good for him to come back out here and stick it out. With like Eli said, the race of attrition.
That's another one that's never really ran Cup Series either, but wanted to try something new, and here he is.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. He's definitely gonna stick it out and get some laps, and that's what you really need in these Cup Series cars. Is the seat time, because they're not the easiest cars to just I'm just gonna race this every now and then. If you don't get behind the wheel of these consistently, you're gonna lose it, because iRacing has shown that they're constantly updating these cars, and obviously too with the new, as we all know in the iRacing community, the release of the next body style from GM here is going to be released in real life here in the next couple weeks. So that's going to be another huge uphill learning curve for a lot of us. Excited. Yeah. And then also GM is supposed to unveil, hopefully they said the Roval, but I don't think that's true. So we'll keep an eye out for that here in the coming weeks of what GM's going to replace what is the Chevy Camaro without the Camaro badging.
Well, they said today that the body was done, so the new body for next season.
So we'll be looking for 2 new body styles coming out here on the iRacing server relatively soon. So that'll put another huge learning curve for all of us. Because I know for myself I'm going to be purchasing that Dodge for sure. Because I was a huge Dodge fan for the longest time, and it was a shame to see them go away. So good to see them coming back in real life and on the sim. So huge shout out to them.
There'll be Truck Series next year, and I think they said 2028 for the Truck Series.
Yep, 2028.
Yep. Yeah, they're be ambitious 27, but I think realistically 28 for them.
Well, I think 27 they might bring it back to Xfinity, and then Cup 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder what body style they're going to run here in the Xfinity and Cup Series, if it's going to be the Charger or the Challenger body.
Yeah. I hope it's the Challenger. I like the Challenger body better.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's more sporty.
But I will say, like you said, you're going to switch to the Dodge first when it comes out. I'll be right there with you.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I think it's out of all 3 of the manufacturers so far, that's going to be probably the nicest looking body on there. I don't know why. It just, to me, it should have never left. Dodge should have never pulled out of NASCAR, but it's one of those things of they didn't have the money at the time, and they really were able to make this happen because of how many law enforcement agencies switched to Dodge over the past decade. So huge shout out to everybody at Chrysler and Dodge that made that possible to bring that iconic manufacturer back.
Yeah, I can't wait to paint something.
Yeah. Yeah, you already got one lined up here, and I'm already calling a spot on your list there. We got to get that. Got to get a good paint scheme on there. As we've been talking, we just see Alex cruising along, and I think he's going to prove me wrong. I think he's going to stay out for these additional 20 laps that he has on everybody. So
Well, if he
inter-
works it right, he's only got about 14 more laps, and he
yep.
could pit and only have 53 in. Whereas
eh,
these other guys are probably gonna have to pit one more time.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's only 2 cars on the lead lap right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Alex and Jeff. Well, Jeff Peppers.
Yep, Jeffrey Peppers and the Amazon
Joseph
Chevy.
Xavier, my bad. Joseph Xavier and Carson are a lap down, and Josh has picked up another spot over James. He's now in sixth, and Cameron Welch in about another 5 or 6 laps will be moving up to seventh.
Yeah, good. Whew, that's a good debut for him in that car. And if Alex plays this right and stretches it out enough, it looks like Peppers is finally going to pit road as we see him dropping pace. So I'd assume he's coming down to pit road this time by. That should hand over the second position to Joseph.
Yeah, he's coming to pit road. No word on Alex yet. I haven't heard anything out of him yet, so
Yeah,
we'll see what he does here soon.
Eli's kind of been our pit road reporter this week. Uh, haven't heard much of him, but he's watching and keeping an eye on the comms for us. So huge shout out to Eli for doing that. So and I was go ahead,
Huh?
go ahead, Dustin.
I was gonna say I'll be right back.
Yep. If Alex does play this right, he should be able to, if not maintain, be on the back bumper of Joseph Smith. Because this pit road speed limit is relatively low here at Darlington, and these laps click off really fast here. So if he plays it right and can stretch it out a little bit more, he could potentially play this right and come out with a lead. So it's going to be interesting to see when he pits. As you see, Joseph is on the same backstretch as on the same straightaway as him. So this is going to get interesting. Um, Eli, thoughts? Oh, as we got a slow car, Peppers on the inside, slow, looked like he got into the wall. I don't know, Eli, as a driver and you got this big of a lead, what are are you just looking at your relative, or are you just looking at your fuel gauge and seeing how long you can stretch it?
Well, I think all that, like you said, but another thing you're alluding to is kind of when Alex comes off of pit road, where's he going to blend compared to these leaders? And Dustin was talking about the other car may have to make one more pit stop than Alex. Now that is not official, but just a thing to keep an eye on. But I would say for this stop coming up here, where Alex blends back onto the racetrack, compared to the 31 and the 5 is going to be crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see in the little glimpses that we're getting here, Smith is starting to eat in to get his lap back. So I don't know, if I was Alex, I'd be looking at my relative and seeing the distance, closing and definitely getting antsy with under 75 laps to go. Um, Under 60 laps to go here, actually, here at Darlington. So this is going to get interesting. And like we said last week, Eli, Alex has a way of making these fuel tanks stretch and stretch and stretch. Um, I don't know how he does it, but I'd expect him any lap.
Yeah, we saw this exact same strategy play out last weekend or last week at Bristol, and unfortunately had bad luck there, wasn't able to finish it out. But if it goes his way tonight at Darlington, we could see that 72 car in victory lane tonight. I'm sure he'd be pretty happy with that one.
Absolutely. Definitely is going to be stoked if he can pull this out, and he's definitely putting everybody on notice. That's for sure. As it looks like Jones, yep, as Smith has definitely closed that gap, and I don't know about you, Eli, but if he gets past me, I would not hesitate more than the next lap to pit.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, and it comes down to really what he's thinking. Obviously definitely a longer run driver, so he may potentially stay out longer if he hits
Ooh,
the
as he
wall.
gets the wall. Ooh.
But I would definitely expect him to come down pit road these next couple laps once Joseph gets back. If
Oh,
he hits the
yep,
wall,
yep. I would be
I would definitely
pitting
come down pit
right
road.
now. Pit right now, and
And
that. No, he's
Joseph
gonna
says
try
on the
to
radio
stay
he gets coming in.
stay out. He's gonna stay out, and oh, I don't know, Eli. What are you
I
hearing?
believe on the radio, I think his plan was to come to pit road. I wasn't 100% sure exactly what he said, but I believe he'll probably, at least if I was him, come to pit road this lap,
Eli,
especially with
it
that car
looks like
not
he
having
might
the wall.
have a right front tire down because that car is not handling right now. I don't know.
Unfortunate.
I don't see him on
They
the
run with
inside
one.
trying to get to pit road unless he makes a late dive for it. Yeah, there he goes.
Wow.
No, no, he stays out one more lap. Ooh, Eli, he's
This
only
is
27 seconds ahead of Smith, and this is gonna be interesting to see how much time he loses because now we have what? Still two cars on the lead lap, or do we got three now? No, because
we
Xavier.
he's
All right,
coming to pit road
he's
now.
coming this time.
But
Okay.
definitely stayed out way longer than we thought. Those extra couple laps.
We know that he'll lose the lead, but the question is how far back will he fall behind Smith? As this pit road is agonizing to go down as people are at speed. I would expect Alex to take the lead this time by. I would assume it's going to be a four tires and fuel for the 72 car. As you see the 31 car going to take over your race lead. Now the question is how fast can Smith, as we see him losing another spot to third, possibly even fourth, depending on if Carson can come around it before he saw it. Nope, it's going to look like he's going to blend back in to third place if he can get the car up to speed before Carson hits the backstretch. And yep, he'll stay on that third. Going to be at least 16 seconds behind our leader at this point, Eli, with 50 laps to go. It's going to be hard for him to make up a 15-second deficit.
Yeah, but I would say he's got a couple advantages going for him, especially with having quite a few lap pressure tires. Is definitely going to help him make up a good chunk of that ground. And some of these drivers may or may not have to make another pit stop, but I believe he is, unless we have a late race caution, I believe that should be the 72's last pit stop of the night. But these other cars kind of in limbo yet, not 100% certain.
Yeah, he definitely pushed it way longer than I would have thought with the fuel mileage. So maybe he knows something that we don't know with these cars and is exploiting it. But he did this last week too, where he stretched it way longer than like you and me were saying all last week. You know, at Bristol, that there's no way he can stay out this long, and he is making me eat my words every week.
Yeah, I thought that was a massive mistake, but then I met Alex.
Yeah, no, it's crazy what this young man can do with fuel mileage, and I've asked him, but he does not tell.
Yeah, he really just looks like a veteran out there. The way he drives in that 72 machine, just every week, just impressing us with these long run speeds. He's setting similar to like what we see from a Ryan Blaney in the Cup Series. Just these long run speeds are just unbelievable.
Yeah,
Look,
as we go ahead.
I don't know if y'all believe it or not, but these guys are getting a little sore. They asking for a debris caution.
Oh, I don't know. That's hard, for race control. I mean, although I won't disagree, I'd be screaming at this point because this is a long green flag run here at Darlington. What are we approaching? Like 75 laps so far?
Yeah, Darlington is a very physical track as well in general.
As we go up here, to see that 31 car, where he's comfortable is out front, and he's been kind of yo-yoing with Xavier. They've been kind of, trading a little bit of distance back and forth, but the gap has kind of stayed consistent at right around 6.5. And if I know,
I'm gonna try to not let them run good.
little foreshadowing, everybody at home. Oh boy, I don't know what that could mean. I don't know, Eli. You got any ideas of what that could mean?
Well, I think it's about that points lead he's looking at.
Yeah, that I just lost.
little redemption for Hardee next week.
I think that's his plan.
We might see a little
All
penalties.
No.
Start from pit road, maybe. No.
I'm either gonna. All I'm saying is I'm either gonna wreck it, or you're gonna see the best road course race I've ever ran in my life.
Well, you heard it here, folks. It's checkers or wreckers, and I'm not lifting until I see God or the checkered flag. Oh no! What? Whoa! Smith drops down the pit road. That was unexpected. Problems? Did he not get it filled up in time, or?
I'm almost wondering if this is a strategy play. If he's running low on fuel. Or
Yeah, because Xavier comes down too.
Puts the lead right back in the hands of the 72.
He can make it on fuel.
The 72 car.
Huh.
Yeah.
We might see Alex's first win this season.
I was not expecting to see them pit already. That was unexpected. Wow.
And if Alex can pull this off, what a statement that would be. The strategy played by that 72, phenomenal if this is able to work out for him.
Yeah, 40 to go this time by. So I mean this. Wow.
They took 4 tires and fuel, so.
Oh boy, 4 tires and fuel, and believe it or not, guys, don't look now, but one of our young guys is up in second after all this pit road changes. Eli, do you know when he last pitted the Carson?
I don't know.
Lap 125.
You know.
All right, so he's got 10 laps, and he should realistically be.
He should make it.
He should make it on fuel, and then
only 50 laps to the end.
behind him we got Peppers currently taking that 3rd spot, and I think he also should be good to go with his fuel strategy. So this is going to get interesting for the 31 car to see if he can come up here and tick off these laps, because as we were saying before Dustin went back with us, Alex had a 15-second disadvantage, and that just poof 5 laps after he pitted. So interesting strategy calls from the top 4 guys. So it's going to be interesting here in the closing laps. We'll see, and the advantage of what those 4 tires do is Joseph Smith is going to make quick work of Peppers. So the 31's up 1 more. Now the question is, can he make up over 25 seconds? Interesting strategy call.
If anybody can do it, he can.
This will be a huge win if Alex can pull this off.
Alex needs to back it down. Not a lot, but just back it down.
Just a little bit. Yeah, he's got a huge lead over Joseph Smith, 23 seconds. You can go, I don't want to say, half a second, but realistically, he
The
can.
yellow flag is out.
Our rookie, the 21 car, loops it around on the backstretch. Let's see what happens to him. Oh, he was coming off of pit road and just, yep, that transition. Ooh! And just hits the outside wall.
Almost took out second place.
Fourth. Yeah, oof. Good heads-up driving for those guys, but that is not what you want to see if you're Alex. Now it comes down to when are you, as a leader, are you going to stay out now, or are you just going to, ride with it? Because, and it looks like, speaking of it, Alex looks like he just came off of pit road. So this is going to be interesting, little interesting strategy now.
That and he's gonna have a lot of damage.
Oh, it looks like Alex is going to go back to pit road.
So
Huge.
Austin is two laps down now.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look who follows him into pit road, Dustin. The 31 car follows him.
Like I said, those 5 sets of tires that they were fussing about coming in handy now.
Oh, wow. This is going to be interesting as the top 5 guys all come in. What an interesting 15 laps we just had. I did not anticipate that much fuel strategy and pit strategy to come into play, so we'll see who can get the 4 tires and fuel. So you can get off pit road first. Looks pretty even on these pit stops so far as a 31. Yep, 31 is going to take the lead. Now it's going to be a battle for second as it looks like Xavier's going to beat Alex back out. Not what Alex wanted to see. Well, folks, I hope you have a snack, a soda, because we're about to crank up the action. Eli, are you hearing anything over the radio about what going through this driver's minds right now?
No, it's been pretty quiet as of late, I believe. It's very interesting strategy coming down to the end of this. Especially with that caution throwing a wrench into everything. Now it's really back to how it was before with Joseph out front, Xavier will be in second, and then Alex in third, but not going to be a really long run to the finish, so we'll see how Alex's short run speed is. Usually is more of a long run driver, so we'll see how the short run, and just all 3 of them, how they'll handle that.
Yes.
As I believe actually tonight Xavier's been more of the shorter run driver out of the 3. I don't know about you guys, but especially those restarts he was doing early on in the race were pretty solid.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the lights are out of the pace car, so we should be going green this time by. That should give us a 32 lap run to the finish. So everything's even par now with everybody. So this should be relatively interesting as we're about to go green. Let's see what these guys can do here.
And I'll be right back.
Green flag out in the air. A decent jump for the 31, but Xavier kind of stays right there with them, and not a big jump like we saw early on in the race, Eli, from the 31 car. So it's going to be interesting to see the aggression level here with under 30 laps to go.
Well,
I see.
yeah, which is good for us though, because it keeps these 2 cars really close to each other. But well, like I said, Xavier, slightly taps the wall. Has been the better shorter run car, but Joseph Smith just all around really fast driver tonight.
Yeah, as we see Xavier bounce off the wall. Yeah, and we've seen it this time by as Alex just kind of is definitely more, like you were saying, is the wrong on cars. We see a huge blink for our leader. Oh, let's hope that doesn't keep up because that's going to, not be good. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see as we got from first to third, we got a half a second between the full second from first to third. So, yeah, like I said, not the caution flag Alex wanted to see back in third. So we'll see what he can do here with 30 laps to go. 29 this time by. So all these top 3 drivers have even tires, and just looks like from the looks of it, this is literally Joseph Smith's race to lose at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, deserved win though, as we've seen at Bristol, now here, and we'll see if he can transfer these skills to the road course next week. But just such a fast driver in that 31 car.
Yeah, absolutely, and you nailed it. We'll see if next week, if he does win this week, if he could pull the hat trick and win 3 races in a row. And yeah, he's dominant. He's definitely a favorite thus far in the season so far. So yeah, not looking good for the rest of the field, you know, including our buddy Dusty, you know, for points. That he's definitely gonna have to battle Joseph for this championship week in and week out. So.
I think the Dustin the most on points is, unfortunately there was only 11 cars tonight, so even if these guys were to finish last, you would still get that 11th place points. So no matter where these guys would have finished tonight, it would have put Dustin way down in the hole heading into next weekend's race at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know Watkins Glen is notorious for point shakeups. We've seen it time and time again. The leader going into Watkins Glen doesn't always come out with the points lead. You know, that's one of those tracks that you know is going to be action packed, and every corner is a challenge. You know, Watkins Glen is it's a fast road course, yes, but it's a very technical road course.
And like you said, Dustin was sounding, talking to him earlier, he sounded pretty confident going into next week. So I'd look out for that 25 car next weekend at Watkins Glen, maybe even to pick up the win.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be one of the favorites to look at. Obviously, you know, the top 3 that we got running today are definitely going to be a factor. And, you know, don't count out Alex. You know, he's a heck of a road course racer, as he, you know, has shown over the course of his iRacing career. And definitely brought that back to, like I said last week, he went back to the Bathurst race. He was only less than a tenth of a second under the fastest lap of the race last week. So, you know, super fast from him. And right now, he's just he's wishing that caution didn't come out because you know, Joseph Smith is just setting sail on this battle for second, well over a second lead. And I don't know, Eli, what if we get another caution, if what these 2 guys need to do to shake, rattle, and get Joseph off his game. But they need to do something, otherwise this is sayonara.
Yeah, it seems long run, short run, no matter what, he just, as long as he nails the restarts, he's just immediately just pulls away. As we saw, unfortunately, Carson is out of the race now. But yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's anything that these guys can do to be, as we get later in this race, even close to him. The battle for second looks like it's heating up now. But yeah, the 31 is just absolutely dominant tonight.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I had a business call I had to take real quick, but looks like Joseph took a heck of a lead again after that restart.
Yeah, we were just wondering what it's going to take for these guys if they do get a caution with only 4 cars on the lap, on track. The likelihood of that happening is slim to none, but it can happen. But we were just talking about what these guys in second and third need to do to try to close the gap, because they can't figure it out. You know, with 20 to go, this race is all but over.
It's hard. Joseph is a very methodical, smooth driver. He rarely ever misses his breaking points and lines and stuff like that.
Alex, huge in the wall. Sorry.
Are you good? But he hits his lines and breaking points and everything just the same every single lap. So it's hard to beat somebody like that. But only way that they can possibly beat him is if the caution come out right now and they double teamed him on the restart and got ahead of him. That'd be about the only way they could beat him.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know Alex is screaming for a caution flag underneath that helmet. So he spins weak. Mike gets commentator's curse. I am sorry. Did he hit anything?
I don't think
Yes, he's on the inside wall. Can he get it going before caution comes out? And I hate to say it,
Caution, yellow flag.
yellow. Oh my gosh. And we were just talking about it. Commentators curse, guys. It happens. It not only happens in real life, but
I was watching him a couple laps ago, and unfortunately, those past few laps, I don't know if the tires were falling off or exactly what was happening, but he was hitting the wall really consistently, unfortunately, and then unfortunately spun out there. But I don't know exactly what's happening, if the tires are just wearing off that fast, if he was pushing the car maybe more than he has all night. But yeah, it just seems like short runs aren't necessarily suiting him tonight.
yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to say it, but that is significant right front damage on that Mustang. And
Yeah, he just said it on the chat
very,
that it's a lot of damage and it's not driving right. So if he don't have a fast
fast
repair,
repair.
he may be screwed.
Let's hope he does because I really want to see what those. I really wanted to see what these guys can do. Oh, wow! And 5 Xavier,
Very late.
Larry late. I don't know. Did he make that commitment cone, Dustin?
He did not.
Oh, that's going to be a black flag for the 5 car. Oh, this is
That's
really,
unfortunate
really shaking up the
because
field.
yeah, because if he would have made that commitment cone, that would have actually been a really good call from him, because then he would have those fresh tires on Joseph Smith and maybe be able to contend with that 31 car. But unfortunately, looks like he might have to go to the back of the field for the restart.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Pepper should be back on the lead lap now. We should have all.
So
Yeah.
Xavier wouldn't answer, but Jeffrey said that he got a end of line penalty. So Xavier should have the same thing because I'm pretty sure he missed it too. Let
Okay,
me go
so
back and look.
huge shakeup.
Actually, he made it.
Oh
He
yeah,
did?
100%.
Wow.
He did.
Oh,
He did.
wow. That's huge for the second place guy, as
Oh
it
yeah, he
does
was
not
really
look
good.
like Alex has a fast repair left. So unfortunately,
I was
it looks like game over for Alex. Unfortunately, is if he doesn't leave pit road now, he's going to lose a lap, and that's only going to put what 2 cars on the lead lap if him and Peppers can't get out before the leaders cross the start finish line. So
Yeah.
unfortunate turn of events, and oh, there
oh Alex.
Alex makes it. I don't. He said, "Screw that! I'm gonna run what I have
Jeff does too.
and see what we got." So we'll look for him to.
So 4 cars on the lead lap.
So all 4 cars are on the lead lap that are currently still actively running here in the Hardee Cup Series.
And I'm gonna this battle for the win is gonna be really good between Xavier and Joseph. Now keep in mind, Xavier's gonna be on those fresh tires. Joseph's been the better car all night, but that's gonna really equal out these 2 cars and gonna be a really good battle for this win.
I couldn't have said it better
Yeah.
myself. So this is looks like this is one. Yeah, we're going green this time by, and now if you're Alex and you got that right front damage, who are you gonna help? Oh, looks like he does know what line he's going to take. I hope, like you said, Dustin, you nailed it. The only chance for that 31 to get beat is if that 5 gets a tremendous restart. And
Green, green, green.
nope, once again the 5 just sits there a little too long, get on the gas, and allows that 31 to get way too much breathing room here with 15 to go as we take the green. But
Honestly, it looked like Alex's tire was straight, so that right front damage might not hurt him too much, and he's got fresh tires.
I was just gonna say that the second and third driver have fresh tires over the 31. That 31 is way too consistent today. That I don't think this little bit of run should make much of a difference on tires. But correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, it definitely will.
And, yeah, as we see that gap between second and third growing once again. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see see these final 13 laps tick by and see if the 5 and 72 have anything possibly for the 31 car. Otherwise, the 31 is going to drive it to victory lane here.
5 is running him down though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yin and yang on the ends of the track. Definitely, Joseph is better in 1 and 2, but Xavier is definitely better 3 and 4. So, if there's any chance of Xavier's move, is definitely going to be in turns 3 and 4. So, that's something to look for. Hold on to your seat, folks. With 12 laps to go, this race is just starting to heat up. And don't forget, Alex is sitting there under a second and to the lead. If these two happen to run so hard they get into each other, Alex could pounce. He's in the catbird seat as we got a battle for the lead brewing here. And Xavier's underneath the 31 car. He's gonna make the move at the start finish line. New leader. Xavier takes the lead over, and the 31 is gonna be reluctant to get that over as a 5 tucks up in front of him. But don't look now, the crossover move from the 31 car. As the 31 and the 72 both hard in the wall. Oh no, the 31 shaking that car. I don't know if he's got some damage, but the 72 goes around him. And yeah, it looks like Joseph's got some significant damage. He's shaking that car around and see what he's got. That was pretty hard hit for him, but this the race with 10 to go just completely changed once again, and Xavier back out in front here at Darlington with 10 to go, and gonna be interesting to see if he can pull this out over Alex, or if Alex got a fire lit under him now.
And they just pointed it out. There's only 12 minutes left to race.
Oh boy! So if we have another caution, this is the time. This is where you want to be in the lead then.
Oh yeah. Which they're running 30. So.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happens when you have, you know, these time frames, you know, and cautions. You know, it's one of those times that here on iRacing that you know, the lobby's set up for a certain amount of time, because realistically you should be able to get the race done in that amount of time. But you know, things happen, cautions happen, you know, restarts and all that. But looks at this point, looks like it's Xavier's race. You know, he's put out over a second over Alex, and Alex has a second over Smith, as you know, the 4th place car of Peppers is just, you know, collecting those points right now, and he really needed it from that week he had last week. So huge run for Jeffrey Peppers in that number 9 Amazon Chevrolet.
Might have to cut practice down 30 minutes. Which, who needs an hour of practice anyways?
Give him 5 minutes. Go do 2 qualifying laps and go green.
I mean, honestly, we should be practicing during the week.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I think half an hour practice is perfect for, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, because that hour just gives them time to do a bunch of shenanigans. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this has been a very interesting race. These top 3 guys have kept it interesting. With 6 laps to go here, don't want to say it's over yet, but Xavier just has to run consistent laps and hit his mark, and he'll be seeing the checkered flag here at the track Too Tough to Tame. And you know, if he crosses that line first, he's gonna do something fun for celebration, and he'll be stoked in his interview. So stay tuned for that.
I already know what you're gonna see.
You're gonna just say burn it down.
Oh no, it's gonna be a little bit of who done it in NASCAR. Oh man, he just won a couple weeks ago.
Lane.
Connor Zillich, the way he does his
Oh, like the
slide.
drifting slide, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh no! What happened to Alex? He dropped off a whole lot.
He got in a wall.
Oh, significant damage. He's off pace. This is not good for Alex. He did not need that as Joseph takes back over. So second and third are heavily damaged cars that are just going to try to limp it around.
Yeah, he's
Unfortunate.
got bad right front wheel damage.
Let's see if he can hold on to that 72 car for 4 more laps so he can get a top three because, after this race, top three is definitely going to be good for him. But as we go back to the leader, yeah, Xavier just got to keep these laps going. And at this point, Dustin, I want to say this is pretty much in the bag at this point.
Yeah.
Unless Xavier messes up horrendously and ends up spinning or wrecking, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, if he's smart, he'll back it down.
Yeah, with
got
5 seconds to
seconds
go,
for second place.
Joseph Smith has got significant damage. He's just trying to limp that Mustang home, and as we say that, Xavier backs it down about a tenth and a half. So 2 to go. At this point, you can pretty much just go half throttle if you wanted to, and just cruise at this point because going to hit this white flag this time by was 1 to go. He's just got 4 more corners to go, and Xavier's gonna burn it down.
Yeah, Xavier's another one of those very smart young kids coming in here that is doing a heck of a job.
Absolutely, bring it home, Dustin.
Jeff Pepper said he's never been so happy to see a checker flag as he is.
Absolutely, and across the line, Xavier gonna bring it home here at Darlington in the Hardee Cup Series. What an impressive drive for him. A good race overall. Unfortunately, a lot of attrition happened early on. You'll have that when guys are learning how to race around each other, and we'll see the field finish get a little bit bigger, but these guys put on one heck of a show, and I'm blown away. That was probably one of the funnest races I've watched here in a long time.
And there's that slide.
Yep. Except for he didn't precisely do it like Zillage does. Ends up getting a little bit of ding into that Mustang, but who cares? That'll buff out. That'll be ready for next week at Watkins Glen.
So I told the top 3 to come on over to the weight room, so they should be over here in a minute.
Absolutely.
Third place is already in there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull him in here.
Absolutely.
Alex, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. It was a stressful race. It almost. Yeah.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about it. I mean, you tried to play the field strategy, and unfortunately, one of the last caution flags kind of upended that. So talk to us a little bit about your race because you had a pretty good car. Once you were out in the lead, you didn't want to let it go. So how was it from the cockpit?
Well, first and foremost, I want to apologize to Joseph. I think I absolutely screwed him up by spinning there. I did not mean to. My car was just too damaged at that point. But yeah, we tried to play the fuel strategy. That wasn't really intentional. I had to delete stuff off of my computer because it was overheating and some other stuff. I was struggling all day. Figured I was about third fastest. So I was kind of happy when, after all that, I was in the lead by quite a bit. Wish it would have just stayed green. I think it would have been a close finish. I'm not entirely sure if I would have been able to pull it off, but it would have been closer than it was. Yeah, I feel bad for Joseph because I definitely screwed him up there with my spin. That's why I let him by. I didn't want to benefit from my mistakes, so
Yeah,
I
no.
don't want to. Yeah.
Don't get too hard on yourself because you ran on one hell of a race. So, congratulations on the third, and we look forward to seeing what you can do in your road racing prowess next week at Watkins Glen. So it's going to be
Nice.
exciting to watch you next week.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and pull in our second place finisher.
Joseph ain't in here yet, but the winner is in here.
All right, let's pull Xavier into the booth. You know this is going to be eccentric. Well, Xavier, welcome into the booth once again. I feel like this is a common occurrence.
I guess you could say so.
So you had what seemed to be the dominant car this week, and so give the viewers at home a little bit of insight what went through your mind, and yeah, take it away from here.
First off, letting Joseph by was the worst mistake I've ever made in my racing career. Dirty air is way worse than I remember. So after I was just gonna he's a teammate. I'll let him by for a while. Maybe just sit behind, save some tire. Nope, that didn't work out. He started pulling away. He started gapping me. I tried to undercut him. No, I couldn't get to him. And then those last couple cautions came out, and he didn't pit. So I decided to take a gamble. I was like, you know what? Let's try and take tires. Tires haven't really been the advantage here today. It's been track position, but let's take tires. Let's see what happens. And he gets tight off of 3, and I get to him. We rub a little bit off of 4. I was looking at it, but I didn't flat out wall him, so that's good. And then after that, I was able to just set sail, gap them by like 6 seconds, I think, and pulled off maybe a little bit of an upset due to how many laps he led. He led like 100 laps or something like that.
Something up there, yeah. He definitely it was between him and Alex for the laps led, but yeah, no, you had an impressive run, and just unfortunate. And I don't know about the restarts, but it just I don't know if Joseph was just getting a better restart than you, or were you struggling on restarts tonight?
Nah, restarts. I suck at restarts. I'm basically Jeff Gordon. I'm trash at restarts. I got to work on that. There was a lot of times I could have probably gotten ahead of him on the restart, but I didn't want to get black flag for passing him. I don't know. Just got to get more confident. Slamming the accelerator.
Absolutely, not too much though. You don't want to spin them, and then yeah, we've seen how that goes. So an impressive, race for you, and huge shout out to you for making it look easy. You kept your nose clean, and you were there when it mattered most. So we look forward to see what you can do next week at a road course. So yeah, we're at Watkins Glen next week.
And also, I just done the points. Joseph stayed in the points lead. Alex moved up to second, only 18 points back. Jeff moved up to third, 28 points back. James Jones, fourth, 34 points back. Joshua Nunez, 34 points back, tied up with James in fourth. And then Zay moved up to sixth, 38 points back. And Big Dustin dropped 5 spots to seventh, 44 points back.
Oof.
Just a quick question. Is that including the drop race Bristol? Because I do want to drop Bristol.
No. The drop race doesn't count until the end of the season.
Okay.
Yeah. So
at the end of the season, if it doesn't do it itself, because I'm not sure if it will, so I'm not going to sit here and try to say it will and lie to you. If it doesn't do it at the end of the season, I'll go through and drop everybody's lowest race.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you miss a race, that'll be your drop race. If not, your lowest race will be your drop.
Oh yeah, there we go. Good to have the boss man in the booth for any questions that anybody has, and yeah, no, huge shout out there, man. That was one heck of a race, and like I said, we look forward to seeing what you can do next week.
Yes, sir.
Also, another thing to go tell the boss man Joseph, Chesapeake Racing just took the team points lead.
All thanks to me. No, but before I do get off here, because I think Alex is waiting. Joseph's not here. I think he dipped. So we're only gonna have him to interview. But real quick, want to give some shout outs to whoever was in the chat. I'm actually not 100% sure who is all in here tonight.
All your regulars.
Yeah, it should be all the regulars. I can't look at the chat right now, but if you're in here supporting me, thank you. I appreciate y'all every time. Want to shout out my sponsor Plush again. Thank you to my cousin Nani for sponsoring me. Appreciate it very much. Now give me my money. And and also, big shout out to all my teammates. Big shout out to Alex, not teammate but affiliate. Shout out to Joseph. He ran a hell of a race. It was fun battling you at the end. And shout out to Chessie. He may not have the best race, but he tried his best.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Bridget and Antoinette were the ones that was in there.
Oh, Auntie! Hi.
Got his auntie in there. That's awesome. Family affair going on.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
gotta come watch. They gotta come watch Little Ruggy Buggy.
And yeah, that was our race winner there. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the flip.
Yep, anytime.
Any last final words, Dustin or Eli, for this evening before we get off air?
Man, thank y'all for doing the broadcast every week. It was
Yeah.
fun, but I'd rather be on the track. So I will not be here next week. I'll be on the track. But no, on a serious note, if y'all ain't got a Hardee Designs paint scheme, come on, get you one. You'll pick up a tenth or two. Um, Also do sim shots if y'all didn't know. Uh, Other than that, Hardee Setup Shop also hit us up, get you right on track. But yeah, seriously, thank y'all for doing the broadcast. Y'all do an amazing job. I know you have your little hiccups, Justin, but don't get frustrated, man. You're doing a great job. I mean, you're learning. You're just starting. Don't uh, don't take it to heart. You're gonna have hiccups. You getting it right. You there. You just gotta get those little hiccups gone, and you'll be good to go, man. But you, like I said, y'all doing a hell of a job, dude. Keep doing what y'all doing, and like I said, it was fun, but it wasn't real fun. So I'm gonna stick to the racetrack.
Yeah, it was good to have you in the booth. I enjoyed your little witty comments. Never a dull moment when we got the boss man in the booth. So I'd rather have his ass sitting in the car anyways. Keeping it interesting for the folks at home. Like you said, huge appreciation for Dustin, for believing in us at what we're doing here at Wilkes Production in the broadcast. Like I said, a few hiccups that we're working on along the way, and hopefully have that sorted out here soon. And huge shout out to Eli for joining the booth. He makes it all the fun when Dustin's not in the booth. So Eli, huge shout out to you for being in the broadcast booth with me, and huge shout out for Dustin for making all this possible. And Eli, you want to wrap it up for us here from Darlington?
I appreciate the compliments. I appreciate Dustin being here too. Having three guys in the booth is nice. And man, I'm saying this season, the racing quality has been top tier. This is probably one of the best leagues racing wise, enjoyment wise, that I've probably ever seen, and just fun commentating it up in the booth all season long.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to say good night and a bid you adieu from the Darlington Speedway here. We look forward to seeing you next week